Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to think about physical real estate for a second. You wouldn't just, toss a pile of bricks on an empty dirt lot and cross your fingers that a beautiful, sturdy storefront just magically appears, right? Of course not. You absolutely need a carefully designed architectural plan. Well, the exact same principle applies to your digital real estate. Today, we're unpacking a blueprint for strategic Facebook page optimization. We're going to break down the precise structural elements that take a totally average, forgettable social profile and engineer it into a high-performing asset for your brand and online business. Let's get right into the construction phase.
Okay, let's dive into this. There's a really stark contrast between simply creating a page and actually growing one. Look, we all know the creation part, right? You click a couple of buttons, type in a name, and boom, you exist on the platform. It's remarkably easy. Actually, it's almost too easy, which is exactly where the trap lies. Growing a page doesn't just happen by accident. It requires some serious strategic rigor. The source material we're looking at today makes a really definitive point here. Facebook page success starts with the right setup. The sheer ease of hitting that Create button often tricks people into completely skipping the foundation. If you just hit Create and walk away, your page is effectively a digital ghost town. We really have to focus entirely on the strategy of growth.
So, let's start laying down the foundational bricks of our blueprint. This is the absolute bedrock of your page's identity. First up, choosing a clear and memorable page name. Now is definitely not the time to be super clever or cryptic. Clarity is what actually drives searchability. Then, you've got to create a custom username, which dictates your URL. And honestly, this isn't just about looking neat and tidy. A custom URL acts as a massive trust signal to the algorithm. It establishes your precise address on the web. It makes it infinitely easier for people to tag you and for search engines to properly index you. And think about your profile photo and cover image. Going back to our construction metaphor, these are your curb appeal. They aren't just decorative fluff. They are literally the visual handshake you offer a visitor the exact millisecond they land on your page. If these foundational elements are missing, or frankly, just look unprofessional, your bounce rates are going to skyrocket and the rest of your structure simply won't hold up.
Moving from that visible foundation into the structural support system, we uncover a sort of hidden SEO and information framework. Take your About section, for example. A lot of people don't realize this, but Facebook is a highly localized search engine in its own right. So if you aren't intentionally weaving the exact keywords your target audience is searching for into that About section, you're effectively invisible to native search queries. Next, completing all your business information accurately. I know it sounds super basic, but again, it's a massive algorithmic trust signal that verifies your legitimacy. Plus, selecting the right page category puts your digital building in the correct neighborhood, ensuring Facebook actually serves your page to the right demographic. And naturally, adding accurate contact details. I mean, imagine building a stunning, multi-million-dollar store and completely forgetting to put a handle on the front door. This framework right here is what makes your page structurally sound for search visibility.
And this brilliantly illustrates the shift from setup to actual execution. Okay, you've built a beautiful SEO-optimized structure, but a building without electricity or activity? Well, it's just a dark, empty shell. To bring it to life, you absolutely must publish valuable, consistent content for your audience. This is the active engine of growth. It's not just about posting just for the sake of posting, The absolute key words here are valuable and consistent. Your content strategy needs to offer something your audience actually finds genuinely useful, and it has to be delivered on a reliable schedule. Consistency proves to the Facebook algorithm that your page is active, relevant, and absolutely worth pushing into people's news feeds over your competitors. It's what turns a static blueprint into a dynamic, thriving community.
Now, let's zoom in on the micro level of our strategy. We just talked about content, but let's define an absolutely crucial daily action: post optimization. Our blueprint dictates that optimization doesn't just stop once your page setup is complete. No way. It is a continuous, relentless practice. Post-optimization means enhancing every single post you publish. So instead of just throwing up a quick photo, it means intentionally using relevant keywords in your first sentence. It means utilizing a targeted mix of broad and niche hashtags to get indexed in larger conversations and adding alt text to images for accessibility and deeper SEO crawling. Every single piece of content you build needs this micro-optimization to maximize its reach. Think of it like carefully applying mortar to every single brick before you place it into the wall. If you ignore this step, even your most brilliant content is going to severely underperform.
Any master builder will tell you that a good blueprint requires ongoing inspection. You simply can't just build it and forget it. And that brings us to a vital yet heavily ignored directive. Monitor your page insights and improve based on performance. Surprisingly, industry data suggests a massive percentage of page owners rarely, if ever, actually check their backend analytics.
Crazy, right? Facebook gives you this incredibly robust dashboard of data in your insights. This data tells you exactly how visitors are interacting with your digital storefront. I mean, which specific posts are actually driving shares? When exactly is your unique audience online? What video lengths do they actually finish watching? If you aren't monitoring these insights, you are operating completely in the dark. A truly strategic approach means letting the data dictate your next move. You inspect the performance, you tweak the strategy, and you continuously refine that blueprint.
So the crucial point is how all of these individual tasks compound to generate tangible results. It's really a perfect synergy of action and payoff. Just look at how this maps out. First, a well-optimized page directly increases your visibility and attracts the right audience. It's pretty simple. Optimization removes friction, and that equals eyeballs. Secondly, having accurate, comprehensive information builds trust. And in digital marketing, trust is absolutely your most valuable currency. If your data is complete, visitors and algorithms alike feel totally secure engaging with your brand. And finally, that combination of consistency and relentless micro-optimization, that leads directly to long-term growth. We aren't talking about some temporary viral spike in traffic here. We're talking sustainable, compounding growth that builds over months and years. This right here is the ultimate proof of why actually adhering to a strategic blueprint matters so much.
We've unpacked the blueprint, we've looked at the structural requirements, and we've mapped out the final payoff. Now, I want to turn the focus directly back onto your digital footprint. How optimized is your Facebook page right now? I really want you to think about this. Are you still kind of stuck in the illusion of the creating phase, or are you actively executing a real growing strategy? Have you claimed your custom URL to build algorithmic trust? Is your About section truly optimized for native search? And are you meticulously optimizing every single post or, just throwing content at the wall to see what actually sticks? Take a hard, critical look at your digital real estate today through the lens of this blueprint. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Now go inspect your foundation and start building something that actually lasts.